new beginners. I'm Kimberly.
I'm Lori.
I'm Jen.
And this is our official podcast on YouTube called New Beginnings After 40. This is the channel that you will go to listen to our real and ridiculous talk. But first, if you could, just look down below, and you're going to see a subscribe button. If you could really do us a favor and just hit that subscribe button. Like right now, hit that subscribe button. It will truly help us out. But now we're going to go ahead and get started on our episode. And here we go. Jen.
Today's episode is about thriving, not just surviving. We are messy, moody, and tired, but still making it happen. Thriving doesn't mean having it all together. It just means making it work with what we have going on right now. Mm-hmm. So I think we've got this episode. We can talk about this. But first, let's talk about our weeks.
Okay. Who's going first?
I think I will. I'm going to jump right in it. So this week was kind of not that exciting, but to me it was because one, I went and ran a bunch of errands, which I totally hate doing. I hate running errands. But while I was at Ulta, I met a girl who, she's not a girl, she just looks so young. She's over 40. Oh. And she has done makeup for Dancing with the Stars and pageants. And she understands the whole facial routine that we need to do. Mm-hmm. So we talked for a very long time, and she's going to come on and talk to you guys about, and she's going to do our makeup before the podcast. I'm super excited about that because I don't know how to do makeup, and that's how we got to talking. I don't do makeup. I started doing it for the podcast. She's like, oh, you have a podcast? Yes.
I'm so excited. That would be a really great episode. I can't wait to meet her.
Yes, super. I still, even though she said she's over 40, I don't believe it. So we'll actually look at her ID while she's here.
Okay.
But then also, after I left there, I went to a tailor, and I have all these dresses that fit me down here, but not up here. So I had them all altered to fit my little boobies. I'm so excited to go pick up my dresses on Thursday. There's 4 or 5 of them. I'm going to be able to start wearing them.
How much does tailoring cost?
So I had 4 dresses, and I had my favorite Victoria's Secret bra. Had a bunch of stuff falling apart.
They can alter that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they can do anything.
Oh.
Yeah. Instead of going and buying another one for $75, I think it was 20 to have. I mean, it was falling apart.
Well, you must really love it to try to salvage that.
I really do. It doesn't have any wires. It's completely comfortable.
They may not even make them anymore, honestly.
They probably don't. No. I don't know. So I wear my bralettes and sports bras every day. That's my one bra that I wear when I go out.
It's been so many years since I've worn a bra.
I know, I hate you.
I know.
That I don't even
it's
think.
Not right.
I don't even think I could. I think I'd be so uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, this is so tight. But no. But when I go to the gym, I just, I wear the shirts that are kind of like the sports shirts.
Uh-huh. They have the built-in sports thing to it. Good idea.
So, but I am blessed.
You are blessed.
You are.
That I don't have to wear a bra.
Well, that's pretty exciting.
What else did you got going on?
So the only other thing is I went and hung out with my parents, and I clean for them still once a month, and that's our hangout time.
Okay.
But their AC, they have one upstairs, one downstairs. Their upstairs AC went out. So they were really struggling to sleep. They slept downstairs on the couches, didn't get any sleep. So then the next day, they had put these industrial fans downstairs and upstairs to kind of get the downstairs AC going up to cool it down so they could sleep. And they did sleep up there. That's was miserable. Good. She was needing her bed, but it's still, her new AC comes in tomorrow, thankfully.
Oh.
So, but she smelled electrical fire smoke, and she went and checked all the fans. She went and checked over where the AC units are, nothing, and it was her coffee pot bubbling and smoking, and she was not even supposed to be there. She was supposed to have taken my daddy to an appointment.
Wow.
If she wouldn't have been there, it could have burned down the house.
That's very scary.
It is very scary.
And then today, she took her car to get it cleaned, and the machine broke down halfway through.
No, it did not.
Oh, there's one more thing to come.
Just been kicking her butt.
What did they do? Come in there and like do? What,
I don't know.
They hit her car out.
I do need to find that out. I'm sorry I did not ask Mom.
We need
I know
details,
you're one of our big fans. So
I'm always into details. And
yeah,
so
she asked all the
I
questions.
ask all details, and they'll be like, I didn't ask that. Well, why? I'm like, it's common sense.
We
Why
need
would
to
you
know.
not want to know that?
We need to know how they got the car out of the machine.
That is a very good question.
Yes.
Now I wanna know.
They'll probably just roll it out. Well, if it break, well, I don't know.
Well, it just depends on what part it was in, because you're in neutral on that track. So
Yeah, but your tires are like in that track.
Yeah.
So I guess they have to put. We can speculate all day long.
We could.
But they probably had to push.
drive over the bumps.
or you
Oh.
could have just put it in drive and said,
That's what I would do.
Was she in the car when this happened?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I don't get in. I don't say in mine when I do get my car away.
I would
I
freak. The whole time
gosh.
I'm in those, my heart's racing, and
That's
I know
why I
it's
don't do 'em.
stupid. I have my AC going. There's air, but I'm just this little like.
the one that that I bought the membership to.
Mhm.
It's so pretty with the lights and
Yes.
the colors that come down.
My heart still races. If I got stuck in there, which now, thank you, another irrational fear unlocked. Mom had it happen. It could happen to me. I could be stuck in there.
Just get out and walk through the water and everything.
I could take off running and leave my car in a second.
This is why I go to one where I get out of my car.
Yes.
Mostly because I'd like to do the touch-free ones that don't have anything in them. And there's the one on Camp Bowie. It's the red carpet one.
Okay.
They have touch-free, and so you don't stay in it though. They put your car in there. You just watch it go by in the window.
I've been to one of those places before where I watched.
If I go get my car fully detailed,
Yes.
that's the type I
Well,
go
they
to.
just vacuum it out, and then they do that, and then they wipe it all out.
Very cool.
Yeah, but I didn't really miss any. Anyway, we went on a totally different tangent.
I know, right?
Is that it for your week,
That
Jen?
is it for my week.
Okay, so my week, so today, is my mother's birthday. She is 80.
Happy
80th.
Happy 80th.
Happy birthday, Grammy.
So by the time this comes out, so I can go ahead and tell the truth, this will already be over with. So my sister, from Austin, and Ollie, who I talk about, my baby nephew. Oh, he's just so adorable. I have to say it every time. But anyways, so they came into town last night, and so they got there right up a little bit after 9. And I went outside because I saw, tracking, and I saw her. She's about to pull up, so I could tell her to park behind me. So of course, I run up to that car and I grab my little Ollie, and I'm just like, oh, you so much. And so then I grabbed him. I said, okay, Ollie, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be really quiet when we walk in. We're going to go up the stairs. Don't say a word. And then we're going to go to the door to Grammy's bedroom, and you're going to open it. And so he's like, okay. So he did. And I think that she just still didn't because, he's shorter. He's little.
The door opens.
I think she probably thought it was a dog first, and then she went, and then you just hear her screaming. Oh,
That's so awesome.
and so that was awesome.
Yeah.
But so today is her actual birthday. So she wanted seafood. She loves crab legs. She didn't want to go to Red Lobster. So I found a place in Arlington called King Crab Paradise. And so we went there, and
What'd she think?
She loved it.
Oh, good.
We had this full discussion last weekend in the pool about they got to be real good crab legs, not
Yes.
spicy, got to be perfect.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, but I
So
mean,
she liked it.
oh, she absolutely
Good.
loved it.
I'm so glad.
So, but Sherry and I spent the day running errands and stuff, and so I really haven't seen Mom, and I don't even think anyone has given her a present.
Oh no.
Are we waiting until tomorrow?
Okay.
Yeah. So I bet I kept saying, I bet she is so angry
She
inside, thinking, this is my
I didn't even call and tell her either.
and this is what you're doing for me? This is it?
Especially after last weekend at the pool, we were outside talking to her about all this stuff for her birthday. We were making such, oh my gosh, you're me 80, this is awesome. And not one of us has said anything.
No.
I did send her a text this
I
week.
did.
Well, that's good.
I
That's
didn't.
good.
I
But
shouldn't
no, no one's giving her a present.
Okay.
Except for Tish. Tish, when we went over tonight, gave her a vintage 1945 baseball cap.
very cool.
That's so cool.
Mhm. But the real reason is because tomorrow we're having a surprise birthday party for her.
That's be awesome.
And so, actually, Ollie's dad, Christian, my nephew, and Jazz, and my other nephew, Michael, and Brittany, and then John, my sister's husband, and then Tish and Jordan and these two and Terry. They're all coming over. And we have gone all out for decorations for this 80th party. Like, it's a lot. So we're so excited. So we just have to keep her in a room tomorrow.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. So I spent 2 days detailing this house for everybody to come over for it to probably just get destroyed again.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
within an hour.
But she's really going to be surprised. So I hate that we haven't given her anything, but
She'll be worth it again.
it's going to be worth
Yeah.
it for tomorrow because she's probably just like, I don't understand.
I didn't realize nobody was giving her
I didn't
anything.
either.
No, unless Sherry had Ollie give her pajama sets that Ollie got for her. I don't know. They may have done that, and I don't know.
That's possible.
But I know that, yeah, we're all waiting
She'll be
for
happy tomorrow. She'll be happy.
Yes, she will be happy tomorrow. And just know this party is going to be catered by Spring Creek, and it's a very expensive party. So, Mom, this is your birthday present from Sherry and I. So that's what's going to be happening for me, and then I'm probably going to sleep all day Sunday.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Lori, what's going on with you?
Well, I had some good stuff this week, but first, I heard a fact this morning on the radio, so I actually put it down because I thought I'd forget about it before I got here tonight.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
No, did you forget though?
No, I didn't. But so this is the topic on the radio this morning when I'm driving to work. So Chat GTP, so has $1 million contract with the government. That's how much they're going to be spying on us. Seriously, the government spent a million. I wrote it down.
$1 million?
$1 million
Are you sure
contract.
it's $1 million?
I promise you.
I mean, it seems like it would be more.
Well,
Are you sure it wasn't 1 billion?
so they were on the radio talking about like, we already know that we get spied on because like literally
Yes.
you could just be talking about something, then you go look, your phone immediately pops up.
Yes,
So,
Every time.
every time.
so there you go.
Well,
But you're not, for us, what you're going to get our topics that we want to talk about on the podcast.
for our podcast. If we're going to ask, like, who was the third president? I mean, great. If that's what you want to know, government, you go ahead.
But I imagine there probably is a bunch of things they could uncover using ChatGPT.
What are people asking ChatGPT?
So they basically, it's the AI component. So they have there's a gnat flying around in here. They have an AI component that they purchased for a contract for $1 million, apparently. I don't know. Anyway, that was that.
Well, that is a fun fact.
Yeah, it was
so
just a fun random
everybody
fact.
just remember when you go put in your Chat GPT, just make sure, would you want the government to know this?
Yes, exactly. Do you want the government to know what you're looking? It kind of makes sense because when there's a major crime scene, you think about that, or a major thing that happens, what do? They go search everybody's social media accounts.
How do you kill someone
Yeah.
without the police knowing? And then let's see what ChatGPT tells us.
I feel like if you Google that or put it in a ChatGPT, that's just
It doesn't
that's
matter. It's
not
still AI.
smart.
Well, now if you go to Google and you look up anything, you notice it says AI now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're all AI generated at this point. Okay, so anyway.
What else happened this week?
So I came home on Monday. Okay, so first off, it's not race week. That's why I'm not wearing my race hat this week. So it's week off. Be back at it next week. And Monday, there was a race, of course, last weekend. So on Monday, I come home and I always watch. I have certain podcasts that I watch on Mondays that come out. So I turn on the TV, get my YouTube out, turn it on. And I actually had the premiere for the F1 movie on my screen. They were live streaming the red carpet event in New York City. And let me tell you, this looked like straight up New Year's Eve. There was that many people in Times Square. It was electrifying. I was like, wow, this is awesome. Brad Pitt was walking. So he's the star of the movie. Of course, you're living under a rock and don't know that. So Brad Pitt is starring in the F1 movie that comes out next week. And so they were doing the premiere launch on the red carpet event this past Monday. So the race last weekend was in Canada. So most of the grid, exception of a few, and a few of the team principals or there's some engineers and things like that. The media, they all boarded the plane from Canada and immediately flew to New York for this premiere on Monday. And so they were all there, and Brad Pitt was walking the red carpet like beaming. I don't think I've ever seen him play in a character in a movie and not be that excited to be somewhere. He was shaking people's hand, taking selfies with the fans. They had all their little flags out, and he was like signing them. I mean, just willingly. I mean, not even shying away from it. And then it was really cool for me, as you know, the crazy fan I am, to see all the people that like the media F1 TV has. They were commentating it all, and the drivers were coming up, and she was interviewing them and asked them their take on the movie. And most of them just ranted and raved about how awesome Brad Pitt was to work with, and they really enjoyed it. And some made jokes and things of that nature. So they were all just really giddy. And I got kind of emotional because I'm such a fan about it, because I just thought it was so cool for these guys, because and they were so shy and timid, because they are global people that globally that are following, hundreds and thousands of people are following these guys. They're not movie stars, but so they get so nervous. They're used to talking in front of the media week in and week out, 9 months out of the year. But yet you put them here straight up in New York City, and they're so shy and timid, and they don't really know what to say. It's like floundering, and it was just really cute to see. So that was exciting. And then Kimberly.
Oh, yeah. So the actual premiere to come out in theaters for us is going to be on Wednesday.
No, the 25th.
The 25th.
Next week.
So I got us tickets to go to the IMAX to watch the F1 movie. So we're going to go to the premiere at 7 o'clock in South Lake. So we are very excited.
Right. One thing they did show, and I don't know if we'll have it at this theater, but some of the theaters are serving the popcorn in helmets.
Oh, that would be cool.
I know. Hopefully we'll get lucky.
Of course. And then I mentioned it today. I'm like, oh, yeah. I told Larry, hey, I'm going on Wednesday to see the F1 premiere with the girls. And he's like, you didn't invite me to go? And I said, no, this is a Lori thing.
Well, I did tell her this week that I was going to go twice, because my household, obviously, my guys in my household want to see it too. And so they're obviously giant fans like I am. So I'm going to see it differently than, say, my girls are. But so I don't mind going and seeing it again. So I decided I'd just go with them. And they didn't care about going.
Will you take Larry with you when you go see it with the guys?
No, because he won't want to go see it with us. He can go see it with.
I would go see it with him.
She'll go see it with him.
If he wants to.
So that's that. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I went to the hairdresser. So I have an update on hairdresser story.
I am so excited to hear the update.
And so I told her this week, I said, the girls look forward to hearing, and probably some of you on the subscribers now, about updates on the story. So where we last left off. So she just came back from LA. She went to LA for quinceanera for her family. Okay. So her and her daughter flew out there, and she posted a bunch of cool fun pictures of when she was there. And so she literally just got back from that. And so I said, well, did you end up talking to him about it? She goes, so he did come in, and he wasn't able to come in before she left for the trip because he had to cancel. He ended up having to go to work. He's, getting a firefighter. So he had gotten called in. So, he came in, and she just gotten back from her trip, and he came in, and they kind of just started talking, and he said, so I think I'm ready to go dancing. And I'm like, oh,
really?
So he hasn't forgotten about it. She's like, do you think that was, I'm like, he said he's ready. She goes, yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I said, is he still? She goes, yeah, he's still like, he said, this is what he said. He goes, I'm ready. But I think that when we go out, like, you look so young and they're going to think, why is this guy with this young girl? And I'm like, is he old? She goes, no, he's 40. And I go, well, you do look young. And she goes, well, I don't think I look that young. And I'm like, he's trying to tell you that you are smoking and you're young looking and people are going to think he's dating a young person.
Yeah.
Because she's like 45. So,
Wow.
yeah, she is a cute little thing. So, anyway, so.
Okay, so she just said yes or not.
Well, so they haven't. That was just like literally a couple days before I went.
Oh
so.
my God, this is like the never-ending going on a date story.
So, well, no, she said they were supposed to. So I go back in 4 weeks, and so I think she said that they're supposed to have plans to do that in the next week. So
Okay.
and I actually told her she should call and tell me what happens, and rather than me wait for 4 weeks.
We're gonna text her.
But he is still texting her. When he texts her, he still is doing the whole Buenos dias and speaking in Spanish to her. She's actually going on a trip to Italy in October with a bunch of like 6 girls.
Oh, that's
fun is that?
I
totally want to do that.
I really want to do that.
She's living the. Speaking of our topic, thriving and surviving.
Yeah.
So, which we can get into next because then I had a bunch because I heard our topic for the week, thriving and surviving. I feel like I was thriving and trying not to drown. I was drowning and not surviving this week because I just had so much going on. And it wasn't as I was stressed out, really. It was just I ended up taking my mom to get an epidural. And mind you, she lives in McKinney and I'm in Fort Worth. And let me tell you, it took me 2 hours to get home on Wednesday. I left McKinney at 3:30 and got home at 5:30. Mm-hmm. I went every single highway in DFW. And I'm not exaggerating. Every single highway to get home. And I'm like, this is so awful. Mm-hmm. So awful. And then I went straight out of that. And the next day, then I had to take the kid to the dentist for 2 hours. And I just, every day this week, I've had something. Mm-hmm. And top of work. So it's like, it's just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. When you definitely have weeks like that.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of my week. So let's talk about the topic for the week.
Well, let's first start with Crazy Kimberly's story of the week. We cannot forget that.
Oh, I almost forgot about it too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So this week I'm going to tell a story. I believe I would have been about 17 because I was a senior at Lamar High. And there was a friend of mine that we had gone out. This is probably around like 10 o'clock at night, maybe 11. I was about to sound really Southern. 11. And so she had like one of those, I think it's like a sidekick Jeep type. And it had, and then we had all of the tops down and everything. So I don't know what came across us, but we drove over a bridge over by Lamar, and there was a lane that was under construction. So it had one of those kind of like A-frame construction signs that are tall. It has the flashing light. And so we decided, hey, why not steal it? And let's take it home. And, I'll have some cool in my bedroom. So we did. We got out. We picked it up together. We put it in the Jeep. And, of course, it's flashing. But we have it down a little bit. And at this time, I lived in an apartment with my parents. And we lived in an apartment that was on a corner unit and facing the pool.
Okay.
So I went inside first to make sure that my mom and dad were in their bedroom. And so then you can pull up actually in a field that was right by our front door. So she pulled up and then we took it and we put it into my bedroom because right when you walked in the front door, you went to the left, there was my bedroom. So now you got to imagine. So now it's dark in my room and it's flashing like this, like you're in a nightclub. And so then a random person was walking by the pool and just saw the flashing lights going like this. And so came and knocked on the door, and my dad answered. Mom had gotten up, and they were saying, "Hey, there's some random like flashing that's really
Like an
bright."
SOS.
Yeah, coming from your window. And he's like, "What?" And so then Mom came to my door and opened the door, and she's like, "What is this?" I said, "What?" I said, "It's just something for a design for my room." "Where did you get this?" And I go, "What? At the store?" I'm like, "Mom." And then she looked at me, she goes, "Kimberly Gwen." And I said, "What? No, isn't it cool?" And then she's like, "Where did you get this?" And I said, "Fine, we stole it off a bridge." And so she said, "You go put it right back where you got it from." And so we had to load it back up and go take it and put it back. We were so scared the cops were going to pull up as we're taking it out, saying, "Sorry, officer, we're just bringing it back."
And then he would have pulled up, "Oh, you're wanted in Alabama."
For stealing some 25-cent chips.
Yeah.
Your pictures and Piggly Wiggly. We already know you have a yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That is hilarious.
So yeah, that's the one I was going to tell.
I don't really know how you're still alive with your parents.
I don't either. I mean,
Man.
and there's a lot more to come.
I like that story. Thank you for sharing that one.
Absolutely. All right, Jen, start us on our
All
topic.
right. So, oof. Thriving, not surviving, right?
Right.
So, I think that normally means you're not supposed to just work.
Right.
You have to remember to thrive as well.
Yes.
So, for the two of us, it's a little bit different. You
Yes.
know, we have to learn to thrive more with what we have.
Well,
You know,
when you say that, you know, you had a cleaning business, so you were just working, and then just trying to fit in some fun times, and I was on heavy duty overload work and barely saw my family, and so then we know that I'm not working, Jen's not working anymore, and so now we're trying to. What you're saying is we're trying to learn how to thrive now. We're not, and you know, we were just barely surviving, and now we're learning how to thrive. Now, granted, it would be, you know, we need to get jobs eventually, but I never want it to go back to how it was.
Yeah, no.
And I know you don't either. And Lori, she does. She has moments where, you know, she just has good days and stuff and not drowning, but then she, you know, drowns, and which we still do. Even me right now. And it's sorry, it's not drowning because I work. It's like I'm drowning because I only cleaned one room and I was tired.
Okay. So, yes. But it's also the anxiety and the depression that's a huge part of that.
Oh, that's a big part.
Yeah.
It's learning to thrive, survive, no matter what is going on, what we have going on in our lives, making the best of what we have. And our biggest thrive right now is this.
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
No matter what is going on.
Yeah.
All week long, super busy, rough week.
Yep.
Slept a lot.
We have this Friday night, girls' night, and our podcast, and it's just really, I feel like I'm thriving. I have blossomed. I have changed and grown so much since we started this.
Well, it's not just about just the Friday night us getting together, but so much goes into this. So it's like, you know, Jen planning out the content, me doing editing, Kimberly figuring out like some designs on things
And social media.
And it is a job. I mean, like Jen, I think said several podcasts ago, she has 3 hobbies and she's not making money from any of her hobbies. So it is like I always say that I have 3 jobs. One that I'm getting paid for, and then I'm also a part-time teacher because my kid's 3 weeks from graduating, so then that'll be finally be over. And then I have the podcast, and so it is work. And so there are times like Kimberly's like 10 o'clock at night. Can you make us short? Yeah, let me whip that out because it's not very fast. But at the same time, it's like because it's so enjoyable because it's the 3 of us and it's our collaboration, us getting together, us sharing our moments, us having something to thrive on. It makes us thrive and therefore we survive.
Yes.
It's important to find that. You don't have to start a podcast if you don't want to do that. And honestly, truth be told, when we started this, we didn't know how it was going to go, but the more and more and more we've gotten into it, the more we knew we needed this.
Yes.
So, I mean, you can find something. It doesn't matter what that is. I had a conversation with somebody recently that was talking about how you go through your seasons of life where you it's hard to sometimes find a way to thrive, to get through other things. And really what's going to help you thrive is being able to have that time to be with friends. It can be your significant other, and it's fine too. But see, it's sometimes more important to just have somebody to kind of just go out and disengage with and do something with. And a lot of times at our age, 40s and 50s, let's say, you got some people have a significant other, being a boyfriend or a husband or whatever, that doesn't really want you to go out and do things with other people. I mean, some people face that.
Yeah.
And we're lucky that the 3 of us don't have that. Our men allow us to do things and they don't really care. Well, most of us. As y'all know, we've had Larry on the podcast and he will be coming back.
Yeah. He doesn't tell me no. He says you're going to do what you're going to do anyway.
That's right. So I was kind of going through some with a person that I know, and we were kind of talking through that, and she had, I'm like, do you have anybody in your life that's single that can do something? Well, they have a boyfriend. I'm like, well, can they still go out and do stuff? She said, yeah, but they also are in a different stage where like now they have, they've moved closer to their kids because now they have grandkids and they want to be closer to them. And therefore they're doing sports and stuff all the week. And then on the weekends they're doing stuff with kid activities. So there are a lot of times we've gone through those seasons. We talked about that last week too, about how when we were in that season of life, we were doing those things. So when we get to our age now, I mean, sometimes it is hard to find that something that's going to help you to thrive and therefore survive. And so my biggest takeaway is to try to find that. Find that passion, find something. It doesn't have to be, again, something huge like starting a podcast. It can be just, a book. I think, Jen, for a long time, you had a book club, for example.
Yeah.
So if you're not like someone who wants to go out and just like, I'm not saying go out party it up per se, but just find something to socially engage with someone and just kind of be able to talk and through things. And I think that's what helps you to kind of get that extra ounce of. There's something else you talked about with
that was one of the things that I wrote down.
Yeah.
New chapters. It's not too late to start anything.
It's not.
No, look, we just started a podcast like 2.5 months ago.
Yeah.
I mean, did we always talked about this, but it never became real.
Yeah.
And now
then
it is.
We did one night of practice videos and we haven't stopped since.
And then we ordered equipment the next day.
Yes,
We did. And then I ordered business cards today for us.
See?
Yes. So that we can pass out and has our QR code so you can scan and subscribe. But, that was fun making that.
Yeah.
But Lori's right. Everyone needs to have some kind of release.
Yeah.
And I really didn't, when I was working, I really didn't understand a release because it was just work. But I wanted that. But you just can't really think about it. And then, so now that we're doing this, my stress and anxiety level, of course, has gone way down. Now, granted, I had a lot of anxiety coming here today. I think I feel better now that we're talking and I'm with y'all, but I was miserable when I got here. But everyone needs that release, and they need a hobby or just, friends. I mean, last week or this week, I made dinner and I'm like, I'm going to take a plate over to Jen's. And then I just lay there. We're just laying in the bed talking. And I'm like, do I have to go home?
For me, not a good influence. I'm like, no.
But I'm like, oh, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
But yes, Laura, you're absolutely right. Jen, you have changed with this podcast, and I have noticed, and it is absolutely wonderful. So great job on that, because you're more open. You used to be very closed in and
very private, very quiet.
private. Yes,
and I'm working on my social skills.
You are
a little less chatty at least on the podcast.
That was never a problem.
No, okay. but things are different because yes, we all know Kim was always the party girl growing up. You know,
and been that for a while.
But for a while, it's just everything changes.
Yeah. It does.
In life, it just changes. Now, do I want to go to a bar and drink and go hang out? No, I'd rather probably do this.
Yeah.
Right now, if we went to a bar, sure. I mean, is something going on? Is there trivia? Is there karaoke? I mean, something. But I would choose this.
Yeah.
Well, and I think you have to find find some people around you that you want to do something with, because you don't want to, if you're not in the mindset that you want to go and do something crazy, then you don't want to necessarily be hanging out with people that are doing those things. But if you want someone that does want to do that, and it's not sitting around boring, let's just call it boring. I mean, then that's not going to be a pleasure to be around either. Because if you're working all day, for example, and then you need an outlet, the last thing you probably want to do is just sit and talk with somebody who's boring you. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
We never have had that problem, but I'm just speaking to the public. But yeah, I think it's important to try to find something that can help you to survive everything, because there are times that you will drown if you don't.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it can't just be your significant other at home.
No, you can't ever just rely on that person.
Yeah.
And at all. You have to have just even one person. It doesn't matter who, just one person that you can call up anytime and just talk on the phone.
Yes.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
Meet up for a brunch, lunch, just anything. But to have someone other than your significant other, you really need that.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me, I was watching You today.
Oh, yeah.
And it's season 3, and they're talking to the therapist. And the therapist says, you need friends outside of your relationship. It's too much pressure to only have that as your one friend. You need other friends.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, that is so true.
It is.
We are good. They need other friends.
Yes.
Or they need to spend more time with other friends.
Yeah.
I get, sometimes they're tired. They work so much.
Well, that's on them. As she told you earlier, I'm going to the 80th birthday party tomorrow, and I'm here tonight with them tonight, and I'm not going home. So, because they live, as I've told you, they live in the same neighborhood. So I'm not going to drive all the way back to my house and turn around and drive all the way back over here. So I just told my family, I'll see you on sometime Saturday night.
We're just going to spend tomorrow together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
I'm not unhappy about it.
But I am.
I'm sorry.
I have to go run all the errands and set things up with my sister, and I want to be with y'all.
You're going to have a great time with your sister, though.
Oh, I always have a great time with my sister.
So what else you got on there? Did you have anything else? Topics?
I just wrote down some bulletins that I had got off ChatGPT.
Of course.
The government.
Yeah, I know. So, dreams we forgot to chase.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Well, I heard something last night. Now I wish I could remember what it is, because I should have wrote it down. Because they're not dreams. If you don't dream big, it's not going to come true, or something like that. Have you heard that saying?
I'm kind of, I think so.
Well, I dream about winning the lottery every day.
Well, it's you got to dream big, because that's how dreams are made, or something like that. And I said that back to my husband, and he goes, well, I don't have any dreams.
Love him.
I was like, you're too pathetic.
My husband almost every day, or maybe every other day, will say, when he wakes, okay, today's the day I'm going to win the lottery.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, and he goes and gets tickets every week.
See, that's my problem. I never go get tickets, and I keep thinking about all the money I'm going to spend when I win.
Yeah.
With no ticket.
So my dreaming is not really going to work out unless I get out there and make my dreams happen, like buy a lottery ticket.
I don't ever buy them because I don't like to lose.
See,
well, but that's
I don't like to spend my money.
It's the only way to try.
Right?
I get that, but
well, I mean, for instance, the other day, one of my brothers called me, and I had asked his wife. I said, "Hey, have you been watching the podcast?" And she's like, "Yes." And I watched the first 3, and then I said to my brother, I said, I'm your sister. You better be supporting me and watching it. I said, you don't have to watch the menopause one." And then he said, okay, I will. And he goes, well, what are you doing this for? And I said, he goes, are you in it for the money? And I said, well, no. I mean, it's going to be, if this ever makes money, it's going to be a long time. But it's more for the therapy for us to being together.
Yes.
But yes, do you not think I have that dream to where, in a year we're way up there, and then, we're going in August to a podcast convention at the Gaylord for 4 days.
Yeah.
Do you know how awesome it would be if 1 year we were there as a presenter?
Yes.
Yes, that would be amazing.
So we have dreams.
Yes, we have dreams. Yeah.
And,
I think it's important to have dreams. And you just go after them, and if you don't go after them, they're not dreams. You gotta fight for them.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. We do have to fight for them.
And you have to be, can't be like a Lori and a planner. And that when it comes to dreams, because you just have to let it roll to you.
You do.
You do.
Yeah.
But it's really faith sometimes. Like you just roll into it.
Like the
going to the Gaylord
seminar.
Yes, because we were going to go that week anyway. That was the week that we were going to go for our girls trip, what we have every summer. Like that's the week we go. And last year, I told y'all we went earlier, and then 2 weeks later, I went back with my husband, and it was a lot quieter. And while I was there, I did notice there was a big convention going on. And it just so happens it was the same one.
Is that the one that was going on?
Yes.
Oh.
They have it every year at the same time.
I was on Facebook and some random ad came up about a podcast convention in Virginia. So I screenshot and sent it to these girls and I said, this would be really cool to go to. And then Laura said, well, can you look around anywhere closer around here? And so I looked and I said, oh, there's one right now going on in Austin. And so then I just kept going. And then I found then the Gaylord. And then I sent it to them. And I'm like, this is the weekend we would be going.
It was meant to be.
It was fake.
It totally was meant to be.
Absolutely. So now we're all scrounging for our miles to pay for the hotel.
We are.
It's going to be
We're going to make it happen. We're going to learn amazing content.
We're going to have fun. We're going to get content. We're going to make friends.
We're going to have girl time too. And we're going to be...
We're going to have a whole week together, guys.
I'm so excited.
I don't know which one I'm more excited about.
I know.
I'm excited about all of it. It is
all of it.
Perfect.
All of it. Because you know how much I love the Gaylord.
Well, yeah.
The only negative is it's so far away. I'm ready to go right now. But it's good that it's in August. We have time. That's true.
So this is the way that you thrive.
Work.
Sometimes it falls in your lap like this. Like we had no idea that one little ad you saw on Facebook was going to lead us to this.
Yeah.
And it was meant to be.
And we're actually really doing it.
We're doing it.
That's right.
It's that, like she said, it's a way for us to even thrive more.
That's right.
And again, we know that it may never go anywhere, but we're going to give it every ounce we have.
Well, and it's not because for us, it's not like a job. It's absolutely fun.
Oh, it is.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that gets your creative things going. And especially we talked about the brain fog, which I have brought up several times this week. I'm like, why is the brain fog in big time this week? But, we can still be creative even with the brain fog. And I think when you can step away from like your career job, and actually use your creativeness.
Yes.
And you're forced to kind of think of creative things. And then, I may say something, then Jen beats off of it. And then Kimberly's like, yeah, but I'm not feeling that. What about this avenue? And then we end up all coming together. And so again, it does take effort, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's a bunch of effort. Like, I don't feel like it's work.
No, on a Friday, I think the only work for me is getting a shower and getting dressed to come over.
Oh, now we might get someone to do our makeup.
Oh my gosh, that is so
And
funny.
I have my other number one subscriber who's also willing to come and help us do stuff too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We can't wait to meet you, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say names.
You can say her name. She said it's fine.
Tracy.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We can't wait to meet you.
Yes, can't wait.
Well, anybody, you got anything else on there we want to add to this topic before we wrap it up?
How about the joy of trying things you suck at?
Oh, that's
you
a good
don't
one.
have to do everything perfectly.
Yeah.
But what if I do?
Well, then you're never going to reach this level of thriving.
I already have because I perfect everything.
I suck at a lot of things.
So trying to be just doing stuff. Enjoying it.
I think a lot of people feel that way. I mean, nobody likes to be out of their comfort zone, especially when you suck at it.
No, but doing it anyways and enjoying it and not caring that it sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so, there are things, I mean, I don't know if it's just anxiety, sometimes sadness, sometimes just that comfort zone.
Yes.
But it's like, look, why aren't we out doing stuff? I'm talking about, I'm talking about like, go bowling, go bowl again, go.
Because I physically can't.
Well, I know, but I'm just giving an example,
Yeah.
Like I just saw this Malibu Jack's that's opening up right across the road.
Oh, I saw something on Facebook.
Yes, and I sent
Oh,
you.
that was you.
It was me,
Yes.
and I sent it and said, hey, we need to do this. I mean, it's just...
You know what that would be a great thing for you to do is you need to have, because Larry really needs this too, so I'm thinking of Larry. Why don't you start planning? It doesn't have to be weekly, maybe even once a month. Why don't you do something activity for you and Larry to go and do?
Because he has to be in bed by 8.
Not all the time. You can't do Friday night, but you could do Saturday. If you're okay from Friday.
Oh, I know. No.
You can go bowling.
Well, right now it's pools.
Yeah,
Pool
so
time.
pool time
I
right
know.
now.
Well, once we get through pool season, then I think that's a
Wednesday
good idea
night,
though for
go
you
bowling.
to do. Yeah, something random.
I'm coming with y'all.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Just a random night. You can go 5 o'clock. 5:30.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, I love bowling.
No, yeah, you have to, you do. And that's going to be a whole nother topic we're going to get into.
Well, and that is what you said is like going to doing stuff you feel like
You suck.
what was he suck at. So
The joy of trying things you suck at.
So-
And that's the whole point is
mm-hmm.
not trying to be perfect at everything.
Yeah.
Just having fun.
Okay, so like for instance, Larry, it loves pool, like playing pool,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I suck at that.
And I'll go, but I mean, I know he's really good, and so I just watch him because I don't want to play him because I don't want to lose. I mean, but I should play him just for the fun
You
of
should
it.
play 'em.
But my mentality, I can't get there.
You're too competitive.
You like
that's
to
why.
play me because then
Yeah.
you can win.
And that's because like Kimberly over here, and when we have game night, we've done that before. Our large friendship group will play game night. Man, she can get competitive with other people in the group. But that's the competitiveness in
That is.
That's not really things that you suck at, that you don't want to do. That's more the competitiveness in you means that you don't want to do it because you're going to suck at it. But you don't really suck at it. You're just not as good as he is.
No.
Oh, he's good.
He is. He's
I know.
good. And he'll say, oh, I'm terrible.
Oh, I know.
I'm like, no, you're not. But that's okay. That's okay.
I mean, in trying new things like, well, Jen got these little cards from, we'll call it McDonald's. It came in a kid's meal. She read them to me earlier. And they were
knew you would wanna
so
play.
cute. And one of them was, I mean, would you rather go in a hot air balloon or would you rather go in a submarine? I'm like, I'd rather go in a hot air balloon because a submarine, I felt like I was suffocating because I claustrophobic.
Did you really get this from McDonald's?
Yes. Well,
It was
one of the
I
fast
think
food.
Chick-fil-A.
One of them.
But it came in my kid's meal.
Yeah,
and
the
I've
kids'
been
meal.
holding it.
Those
and
are
I asked
great
her to play with
questions.
me.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. It was fun.
Okay.
But in there was a lot of things that like there were things that we had to think about, like would we do that, like of course, you think of it as yourself, but then you also think of when I was younger.
Right, because it's for kids.
It's for kids because it came in a kid film.
This is for adults.
It really resonated with both of us because we really thought.
What was another one?
Would you rather wear the same shirt 5 days in a row or never be able to wear something over again?
I said, well, we have a lot of money.
If I can afford to buy all new clothes and never wear anything again, maybe.
Yeah.
Go on Temu. We can do that.
I would have clothes that I could do that for at least 3-4 months without wearing something. But I don't. I wear the same outfit every day.
Yeah. And then it was hot chocolate or lemonade.
Oh, that's right. Hot chocolate or cold lemonade. Mm-hmm. It depends. Is it summer or winter?
Yeah.
But you could only choose. But that obviously was kid driven.
Would you rather be able to fly or read people's minds or see the future?
That was a scary one.
Oh, read people's minds?
No, is it people could read your... No,
it was read people's minds or see into the future.
Oh, you're right.
And I was like, I don't know if I want to hear what people are thinking about me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like Alice on Twilight? Like that?
Yes. Exactly like that.
I'd probably do that, but Edward, he could read minds.
We said we want to look in the future.
It sounds like we might play this game when the podcast is over.
That was probably my favorite one then.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But it does make you think, but yes, it does. It's like getting out of your comfort zone and like doing things that are uncomfortable. And I'm not great at that. I'll be honest.
Getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's
doing
hard.
things that I'm not comfortable with.
It's very hard.
Yeah. So
I usually won't. I put my foot down.
I know. That was the whole RSVP no thing we had last week. And not be ashamed of it.
I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no.
But I have gotten better.
Yes, you have.
So I would love to hear people in the comments section tell us ways that you thrive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or have struggle with trying to thrive to survive.
Because we know nowadays it's work, work, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I know that gets hard and you don't get to do any of the fun things or hang out. But we highly recommend it to make sure. And if you can't get out, again, just have that friend that you can connect with, because everyone truly needs that.
Yeah, just every once in a while our 3-way FaceTime.
Yeah.
That was great.
So
it was conference call.
Yeah, but in the past, the 3-way FaceTime.
Yeah, we can do that.
It helps so much when we're at different houses.
And then my daughter is like my best friend. Yeah. And so she comes and tells me everything and always waking me up. The other day, I was sleeping. She came in the middle of the night. Mom, I need to take a picture of your hand.
Your hand?
My hand. And so she's like, open it. And so I open it and then I just go back to sleep. And so then the next day she comes down and said, I was doing a palm reading.
Palm reading?
For ChatGPT, you can take your hand.
She got the government now. Got her.
And it was reading my hand and see.
That means that the government has your palm.
They do. They know my future. But anyway,
I want to hear your future.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. She came to, it's just random. Mom, I'm going to get in the middle. Let's watch something. All right. And then, I'm going to go to sleep. It's just like, okay.
Was she trying to take a picture of your hand while you were asleep?
Yeah, she did.
She was waiting for you to go to sleep so she could...
No, she was in her room. She came down, woke me up. I barely remember. And she just said, Mom, open your hand. I need to take a picture.
That's funny.
So it's like, okay, here, baby. And then I'll hear like little crawling on the floor. And I'm like, open, thinking it's the dog. And then here's my daughter crawling around my bed to my side to try to wake me up to whisper.
Dig out your picture.
To whisper something to me. But her whisper is not like this. It's, so, Mom, and I'm like, your dad is sleeping.
She was whispering to me on the phone the other night because she said, I called her. I was like, I need to talk. I don't want to. That was the day I drove all the way across the Metroplex and back, and I did not want to type all this stuff. So I'm like, could you just get on the phone? She goes, I have to whisper. I'm like, we don't have to talk. I'll just talk. And then she tries to talk. She's like, I'm like, excuse me, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You're not a good whisperer.
Oh my god! Do you
Just get up and go out of the room.
That's what I was wondering.
Oh my gosh! Because that requires movement. I'm
but you can easily slide over and go out the door.
I'm comfortable, and then you got the Delilah like all up on
the dog
me.
will start barking too.
And, yes,
and then when you come back,
and then, yes, absolutely.
That does make sense.
Oh my god! So just to jump back really quick, on Drive to Survive, that when they're talking, it's like a normal talking, like this, and so because I have to watch TV very low, and read the captions.
Okay.
But I just don't want to just read the captions. Yeah. But then when they are in their cars, it will go so loud. It goes loud, so I have to hurry
Netflix,
up.
So actually,
and I have to mute it really quick.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, today I was trying to whisper something to Larry, and not about going to get Mama Cobbler from Spring Creek because she doesn't like cake. And so he's laying on the bed, and I said, hey, I need you to ride with them so I can go to Spring Creek to get a cobbler. He's like, I thought we're going tomorrow to get the food because we're catering in Spring Creek tomorrow. I said, no, a cobbler. And then he said, what? And I said, oh my gosh, can you not open your ears? He goes, he said the F word. He said, you had the TV on effing like this. And I said, because it was in the part where the zoom was going.
The part of that is, we kind of derailed that a little bit. But as we've talked about, I got her to watch Drive to Survive so she could somewhat have an F1 fan with me. I think part of that's Netflix because like I'm watching the America's Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleader when the second season came out yesterday too. So I was watching it last night and same thing happened. It's like when the music comes on, Netflix plays it extremely loud.
It drives me insane when you
down
up and down because I have to do that.
Yeah, I do too.
I
do too. So I know what you're talking about. It's like it's when they go from their speaking voice and then you have any type of noise like music or loud. It's like super
Insanity.
loud.
Yeah.
And then what really frustrates me is when you're with my ears on because it's right above the TV, and when it comes on, and then that happens, and you're like, God dang it, I've turned it up, and then the air cuts off, and I'm like, oh my God, it's super loud because I'm trying to do the same thing because I don't want to wake up my husband either.
And I have 2 fans in my bedroom.
Oh yeah,
and so that's extra loud.
Do you have the fans going while you're trying to have all this watching
that?
Oh yeah, you have to turn the fans off.
No, I can't because Larry needs the fan.
Oh, you got him used to it now.
Well, he needs one. I have to take my tower one, put it on my bench, and then I have my box fan that's on a stool just blowing on me.
Oh, I gotcha.
Thriving, baby.
I am thriving. Yes, I am.
Good job.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us again. We love doing these, as you already know, and definitely if you could just subscribe, like us, make a comment. We'd love to hear those.
Yes. We really do get excited when we read our comments.
I do.
Hey, we get a couple, and I'm usually the one I'm always on the phone, and I'm always checking how many people viewed our video, how many of you did this, and then I go look because I'm the one who's in charge of social media, so trying to go and do all of this, so I'm just constantly watching it, and then I'll see a comment up there, and I'm like, oh, you're welcome.
So yes, please comment, talk to us.
Yes,
we want to hear from you.
Absolutely, and just remember, every day is a new beginning.
Every day is a new beginning.
Every day is a new beginning.